Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the workshop. In this video we're looking at Ewan's XL again. A little bit of an update in that we did a bit of filming of stuff since the last video and lost all the footage. So it has moved on a little bit since the last video, and I'll try and go over what we've done and what Ewan's done since then. So as you can see, all the front here has been covered. Ewan's done a really good job of that. We have reinstated the engine. We have also put in, I don't know if you're able to see that well, this connection here to a wire that comes out in the fuselage, and that one there. That is going to be an engine kill, an electronic switch, which again I don't know how well you'll be able to see. It's one of those. So that can be controlled from the receiver. Because this is a magneto engine, basically what it's going to do is short out the coil, so it loses the spark. Instead of the normal way of closing off the butterfly on the carb, it's just going to be a better way of shutting it down. Makes it easier to restart afterwards as well. Undercarriage is back on. Yeah, everything's tight on the front end now. We have got the throttle linkage here to look at. We've made a hole in the fuselage there. That's where I propose to have the, I don't know if you can see it, in there. That's where we propose to have the throttle push rod coming through. That will then run back to that servo. Tank's got to go in there, and then somewhere in here we've got to put the battery. I suspect the battery's going to have to go somewhere there to get balance. But what we'll do is we'll get everything, we'll get the tank in, or certainly the tank tray, which is going to be in there, and just place things in and check the balance again to see what it's going to be like. So as you might have seen in the bit of time lapse there, Ewan's been making up this tank tray. It's actually going to sit that way up. Hole in it there is so that when it's sat in, we can still access that undercarriage bolt, and it's going to sit something like that. I can't easily do it one-handed, but it's going to sit somewhere like that, and then the tank can be on top of it, so it's going to get access straight down through there like that. And yeah, as I said, the tank will be strapped to the top of that. Something like that. So the fuel tank tray is in, glued in. We've got the fuel tank to go in. You show where it's going? There. It's going to sit in there. It's going to have a couple of straps around it. We've got a little bit of space down this side, which we could use for the battery if that's where the battery is needing to go. I'm kind of hoping it's going to go in here somewhere. So I think what we'll do next is give it another quick CG check and see where we think the battery might have to go. So it's a few days since we did the last bit of videoing on the Wot4 XL. I can't actually remember where we got to in the filming. I haven't looked back at the footage to find out. But the stage we're at just now is we've got the battery tray in. I think I showed you the battery tray, to be honest.
Tank tray.
Tank tray even. Tank tray's in. That's all solid. We still get access to the undercarriage bolts. The engine's all in. what we've got to do is get the throttle linkage sorted out, which is going to go from that servo down this side. So the tank's going to sit on that tray, the battery's going to sit, where am I, there. And to do that, we've got these components. Drew this up in CAD, got it all laser cut, and this is going to make up a box for the battery, which is there. So that's going to sit in there, something like that. Yeah, something like that, and then the battery will sit in its box in there, just something like that. So that's what we're going to get glued up just now. Okay, so while the battery box is being made up there on our little time lapse, we've put the prop on. It's a Fiala 18.8. These are really good props. There's a couple of retailers in the UK that sell these. This one came from IID Model Designs. So I've used lots of these props. They're really good, relatively cheap. We've got a pair of them because somebody's bound to damage one of them. We've also put a modification on here for the choke, just a manual choke lever. So that's choke on, that's choke running position, so it's in line with the carb. Choke on, yes?
Yep.
That's choke off. Just simply a collet. Where are we? A collet with a longer M3 bolt in it. If we're going to have it servo operated, I'll probably do something a bit more substantial, but that'll be fine for a manual choke control. Next step really, so we've got the battery box going on. We need to get a throttle linkage sorted out down here, but I'll probably do that once this battery box is glued up, just so I can get the model closer to the edge of the bench. So off camera, battery box has been made up. It's still curing just now, it's still a bit soft. We have tried to use 5 minute to speed it up, but it's still soft. So while that was being done, we've got a throttle linkage in. So it's just on a Bowden cable through to the servo. There's a little support piece here just curing just now. So yeah, it's coming together. The tank, so we're going to be sitting in there, but I want to get the battery box in first. And that means we've got to wait for the battery box to be cured to get it in. It does, however, mean that now we've got a throttle linkage, we can possibly see about getting the engine fired up and just make sure it does work. We can put a servo tester on the throttle linkage. Yeah, the one that's there. We can get a throttle moving as we want to, albeit manually. We can slave a tank in, not the one we're going to use, but we can slave another tank in just for testing purposes. Get the engine wet and see if it will fire up. But I suspect that'll be in the next video. If you're liking what we're doing here, give us a thumbs up. If you want to know when that video is going to be posted next, subscribe to the channel and tick the bell notification. YouTube will send you a notification when that next video goes up. Normally at about 7:30 on a Friday. Sometimes I'll put a video up on a Wednesday as well. But until then, from myself and Ewan, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.